Gear up, scooter fam. Today I'm upgrading the rotor on my Nami Klima. How's it going, guys? Alright, so I thought I'd jump in real quick and do a video. I upgraded my my rotors today on my Klima. I ordered some Shimano 160 millimeter rotors to try out with the dual four piston brakes, since I really didn't like the way that it was going with these particular rotors for the new brakes I had got. So I wanted to try some 160 millimeter rotors with those brakes because I believe that's where those calipers were designed for. So got a quick video. I'm kind of double timing through while I talk to you guys today, and you guys can kind of watch me change the rotor out. I did the brake caliper change before, so I didn't take any video footage of that, but I did take some of the brake bleed that I did afterwards. So I got the rotor change on footage, and then I got the brake bleed on footage. So I'll be showing you guys both that today. All right, before we get going real quick, I just wanted to remind you guys of the 3 ways to support the channel. One is buying merch. The other one is you can join me on Patreon. And lastly, you can buy me a coffee. All these links are in my profile as well as in the description of this video. Thanks for your support. Real quick, also I want to make a quick comment on yesterday on the video that I made. I knew it wasn't going to be like a huge success or get lots of views or anything like that. It was mainly just oh, there's my tool set that I'll be using. That's my serious tool set when I start having to take the tires all the way off and stuff. I break out the big tool set when I need something more than maybe some Allen wrenches and some screwdrivers. So in any case, I wanted to say that, you know, it was a fun video for me. I just wanted to kind of give a background. So in the future, if I'm viewing a scooter, going over a scooter, so forth, and I don't have any range data, actual range data, tested range, then I can use that as an estimation that gives us a better idea of what the actual range will be compared to if we just look at what they state on their site. So stated range, I don't necessarily like as much, just because it's always super. They're very optimistic. They're very optimistic with their range estimates. So I wanted to do something that would kind of give us an insight without having the range already have been tested. And so I went through some of the trouble to do that. And once again, you don't have to go watch that video. It's a very boring video unless you're kind of into this stuff. There's a few good little pieces in there, but honestly, if you have to watch the whole thing, you probably get very tired of seeing all this stuff. But that was just kind of give a background on in the future. If I say, estimated range, not stated range, not tested range, but estimated range. That's how I'll be estimating my range for scooters that I don't have data on. So in the future, that gives us a better look at what real range is close to looking like. And I think that was worth the time, and I'm glad I did it. And thanks to you guys who appreciate what I did. I think I might have even lost a subscriber. I think they thought that was, the video was so bad that they had to drop, because I'll never get that time back in their life that they spent watching the video. I don't know. So anyway, that's why I did it. And so in the future, I'll be referring to that and saying, I'm using a statistical estimation for this range estimation. I don't know if I'll say all that, but whatever, that's what it is. And this is what I estimate the range to be at. And so that there's a little bit of background, to what's going on, how I get to those numbers. All right. Next order of businesses I wanted to talk about is the Nami Stellar. Is indeed a dual motor. So on the site, you know, I seen it when I first reported it. I saw it. I saw it in the photos, and even though some of the text said, you know, dual motor 2 times 1,000 and so forth, you know, when you're looking at the scooter in the picture, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of telling, like, am I going to get the scooter in the picture or am I going to get the one in the description? And it was kind of vague. It really didn't say. It just said motors 2 times 1,000, this and that. And if you look at the picture, it doesn't, you know, hold true. But I did reach out and ask someone. I am assuming, I don't know for sure, but they're associated. They posted on a board and they posted about the Stellar. So I asked them, and they said it was a dual motor. And I'm assuming they're somehow affiliated with Wild Rides because they posted the original thread, and then they have been answering a lot of questions. They answered my other question as well. He's also the one I asked when I was asking about the max weight of the scooter because it wasn't listed. So I got the information about the max weight, which is 264 pounds, which is similar to the Klima. I think it's 264, 265. So, you know, either way, that's acceptable. So it is $16.99 for the Nami Super Stellar, and supposedly, from what a viewer told me, Super is the one with the dual motors, and it's just the Stellar for the single motors. And so, that being the case, I think that's a decent deal, $16.99. I still think, you know, this may sound, you know, I still think that, you know, around $1,500 is a good price for it. $14.99, honestly, because you got the Klima. You know, you got the Klima. Is, you know, $200-300 ahead of that. You know, it's easy. It's easy choice with the Klima. I mean, it's 25 amp hour, but still, I mean, you got more range than this one's gonna have, and so I can say I like the scooter. You know, and considering it's a dual motor, it makes me feel a little bit better if someone, you know, were to choose to buy it for $1,700. I think it's a little bit better deal for sure, because this is a dual motor scooter for $16.99, and I confirmed that. I did confirm that the $16.99 gets you a dual motor scooter, not a single motor scooter. So you, I did get that information, and I specified the price of $16.99 just to be on the, you know, 100% sure. So it's not bad. I may do a comparison video of it and another scooter, or try to find scooters that are in between 1,500, a little over 1,500, but not quite 2,000, and see if I can fit some scooters in there, and see if I can compare some around that same price. The only one I could think of off the top of my head would be the Apollo City. Right now, it's over 1,500, and anyway, I'll see what I can come up with and maybe do a comparison video. But I think that's interesting. The Super Stellar dual motor, $16.99 on Wild Rides. There was a scooter ninja code that was in the comments. I'll put it up above if you guys are interested. All right, here's the brake bleed video. So, like I said, I did make a video of bleeding the brakes, kind of show you guys how to do it. It's pretty simple. I might have explained it before. We just take this bolt right out of this top here of these brakes with a star head adapter or what have you. We take that out, and then there's a little O-ring in here. Just pop it out. Don't lose it. And then you get there's a brake bleed kit. You'll see here in a minute. You get this little deal here, and screw it down in the side the hole there. Like I said, just put a little brake fluid in this little reservoir. It's a very simple process. It takes a little bit, but as far as complexity, it's pretty simple. And see, just put a little in there. I bought this little 100 milliliter and actually spilt a little bit. So I don't have as much as I did, but even that being the case, I've had more than I needed, more than enough to do several brake bleeds at this point. Changing out calipers and levers and rotors, and then back to other calipers. I mean, you don't have to brake bleed just to change a rotor, but you do if you're switching to a different caliper. So just gonna continue squeezing the brake here until all the bubbles come up, even the small. I do. I go to a lot of trouble to make sure all the bubbles are coming out. So even if they're little bubbles, I'll continue working until I can see no bubbles at all. Some of these are pretty decent size still, but anyway. So yeah, you're just gonna squeeze the brake handle again and again and again with this hooked up until until bubbles just completely stop coming up. Notice that's a little loose for me working on it. I gotta get that tightened up. I still took my if you could tell in the back, I don't have my mirrors put back on. They're actually here. So yeah, just finish it. Just like I said, it's pretty simple. Once you get them all done, I take it, I pour it back into the. Before I'm taking it out, I pour what I can back into the bottle, which you'll see. But I pour it back in there, and then I get the thing close. Like I said, it'll come up. But in any case, this is pretty as simple as it gets. When I'm done here, I'm gonna dump it back in there, and I'm gonna put the screw with the O-ring, back in, tighten it down. Pretty much, very simple, very very easy to do with the little kit they give you. You just have to find the right size to hook to the hose, and once you find the right size to fit out into your brakes, if whatever they are, the kit came with all different size and all different ways to do it. But this is the connector that I like the best, which was this little syringe looking reservoir there, and it's easy for me to just pour it right in there and it kind of stays up. It's not too heavy, so I don't have to keep messing with it. Like I said, look right there, I just leave it sitting there and it'll be fine while I go get the reservoir to pour it back in there. So once I'm done with that, then I keep it very close while I put a towel right there, just because there's going to be I'll lose just a very little bit. And I just pick it up real quick, wipe off what little stuff is there. Not too big of a deal. It's all done. So that was the brake bleed video. Here's the final look with the rotor, the caliper, the 4-piston caliper, my scratched up little hubcap here, and I did test ride this after I put these brakes on, and I like it. I like it a lot better. I don't necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a huge step up from my my other brakes with the smaller rotors, but I like the rotor. I don't really care for the 4-piston calipers with the 140 millimeter rotor. It just didn't. There was something. It didn't work right. I don't know what it was, but I had the brakes fully on there, just like I do these. But whatever the case may be, these just seem to work better with the 160 millimeter, and so I'm gonna keep them like this. I may change rotors in the future. This was kind of just, I wanted to test it out. Like I said, it's just a Shimano 160 millimeter rotor, and you know, and I bought it just to see how it would go with the 4-piston brakes before I decided to do something else. I was gonna get the 160 millimeter rotor for the Burn E from Fluid Free Ride because I get a discount, but they're out of stock, and so I may just keep these for now. I mean, who knows? I mean, I'll just keep them, but I may get some others as a backup, like the ones from Fluid that come with these particular 4-piston brakes, and maybe in the future switch them out. But for now, I'm gonna ride like this. I like the setup. It's going. It's really nice. Like I said, I did take them out and tested them out. I get plenty of brake with just a single finger. Don't know what it is about the other ones that just don't give me the same grab with the light squeeze, and I can come to a stop pretty easily with just one finger on the brakes for each of these. So really happy with the new rotors in general, and like I said, they're not really. I didn't buy them for like my long term. I just wanted some decent 160 millimeter rotors to try with the 4-piston brakes, and so far I'm happy with them. So that's great. Got the new rotors on. Got the new calipers switched back to the 4-piston, and then got a brake bleed video for you guys. One more thing before I go, the Apollo Go has dropped another $50 to $1049. I really like this price. I really like $1049. I would love $999, but $1049 is only $50 difference, and honestly, I could live with that. That's super appealing to me at that price, at $1049. So I just wanted to update you guys that I noticed that today. That's the only changes that I noticed since the last time I updated everyone, but I wanted to bring that up before I go. If you found this video helpful and you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Consider joining me on Patreon, buying me a coffee, or picking up some merch. Thanks, and happy riding.